Hi, today I'm going to show you how to put together the basic A2 box card from Simply Crafty SVGs. There is a version with rounded corners and sharp corners available in the free file. So after you cut it out, whichever one you select to cut out, this is the rounded one, go ahead and fold on the scores as shown. And those flaps that I'm folding backwards will have to be folded the other way. So I fold it first with the mountain fold and then back with a valley fold. Folding it forward helps fold it backwards. So these are cards you can decorate for your own purpose, so it's just a blank template for you to use. So whatever you select as your theme, just showing you some panels that I cut out, kind of making some spring cards. Go ahead and add those side panels first. You could do them later on, but I always say it's just easier to put them on first. It'd be fun to emboss a couple of panels, put those on, because I love embossing folders. This is thin paper, so thin paper doesn't do well with embossing folders. Just tears it up. For me, there's ways to do it without tearing up, but I chose not to do that this time. So now you see the flaps fold down and that piece will go there. So let's go ahead to make it easier to put on. We're going to flip it over and put it on the other side. So we'll just center those panels on the flaps. And you can see I did use a cute embossing folder. I'll note it in the video notes below if you're interested, if you like it. It's a nice little sheen because of the paper I used. I'm not quite sure what paper I used, but I'll have to see if I can find that. And then we're going to assemble the card, and you see it folds right over here. I'm going to add glue to that side tab and then line up that other edge to the tab fold. Make sure it's all aligned on the bottom as well. And then just apply pressure. And that's really easy. That's how you put together the actual base of the card. And you can see it flattens out. We'll make it easy to put into an envelope. Let me go ahead and we'll add that back panel. And the reason we're doing it afterwards is so it hides that tab that we just glued. So you just want to center it in there. Then apply pressure to secure it. And this is going to allow you to just decorate any way you want. We all have a ton of images or stickers or embellishments, and sometimes you just need a basic card to put them on. So now we're going to put the inserts where you can add some extra fun to them. That's where all the fun is, that pops up in the middle. So I'm going to fold these both the same way on the scores, making sure you fold them as straight as possible and get a good score. Make sure it's nice and crisp. I was out of view for a minute. And that's how it's going to go in. I'm going to fold it forward. And the reason I'm doing that is it gives it the correct spacing. If you put the tabs forward and some tabs backwards. So this is the back piece. And I'm going to place it right below the side edge. And then align that tab edge to the back of the card. You want to make sure that it's good and aligned because that'll help it flatten well, else it might bow. When it gets crooked, it starts kind of bowing a little bit. It doesn't really affect the card too much because it still pops up the elements. So I wouldn't be too concerned if it was a little squiggly or not quite straight. And the same thing, you want to place it similarly on the other side. And before it's good and dry, I usually just flatten the card both ways. Make sure it's actually kind of self-adjusts the inserts. And make sure that there's nothing quite awry. See, it kind of bends a little bit, but not a huge deal. And so this is the front. We're going to do the same thing, except we're going to face the tab edge towards the front of the box and align the end of the tab with that little front corner. So I want to make sure I get that placed well. That's why I don't glue both sides at the same time usually. Every once in a while I'll do it and tempt fate, but not this time. And then you can just carefully reach in there, not getting glue on your box. I got a little glue on my box there. And then go ahead and place it in the same place as far as make sure it's kind of in the same place across from the other side, and flatten it. You might want to do it a little bit longer if you need to, but you can see that one's a little bit straighter, but you can't really tell. And then here's the second version that comes with the file, just with sharp corners. And you can just make whatever you like. This is just an example I use with sticker set. I hope you enjoy this file, and thank you for watching.